Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome to my PokeMMO Dailies Guide, covering helpful or beneficial things to your PokeMMO account that you can do every single day. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Number one is actually checking the forums. Now, if you ever load into a game and you see that you have to update your game, you should obviously jump over to the forums ASAP to check out the updates. But not only to check out the updates, you should head over to general discussion or the suggestion box to sort of get an idea of where the community is at. I think understanding what the community wants, understanding where the game is going, and kind of the perspective of the community is super important. For example, right now, the number one most upvoted thing right now is full box trading to prevent scamming. Checking out something as simple as this would make you more aware that, hey, maybe ditto bot scamming is more common right now. That's what some people are claiming. Is that true? We don't really know. You don't want to take it like full on believe everything you see immediately, but you do want to be like, oh, maybe more people are getting scammed, more people do seem to be claiming this on the forums. That's a general feeling the community has. Wow, I'm really glad I logged in the forums today to learn this. You can also browse the official PokeMMO Discord or my PokeMMO Discord or the official PokeMMO Reddit to get a sense of what the community is feeling. Alright, and beyond just community sentiment, let's get some actual pragmatic benefits from the forums, because we can check out official events and unofficial events. If we go under official events and scroll down, we can see catch events coming up, like this Zigzagoon one coming up on January 11th. If we go on to the next one, we could also see there's another one on January the 14th, probably for Probo Pass. Keeping up to date on catch events and bookmarking the ones you want to participate in is super important to schedule things out if you would like to do those. Unofficial events are also super slept on, in my opinion. There's some really good community held events, whether they're PvP or like certain specific things like catch events from Send Signs. Since unofficial events go under the radar a little bit as well, they can be a pretty cool way to win some serious Pokeyen when less people participate. The forums also transcend language barriers. For example, this comes from an incredible Spanish YouTuber, Megabladers, who's apparently doing a 100 million Pokeyen giveaway. I didn't even know about this, but now I do. You can actually go register. Unfortunately, this did actually already take place, but if you browse the forums every day, you could have found out about this, and all you had to do was leave your name to sign up for 100 million Pokeyen. Alright, I'll be moving on from the forums here in a split second. Don't worry, there is tons of actual gameplay stuff you can do every single day, like gym reruns. We'll get to those in a split sec, but let's first cover one more forum thing in Competition Alley. Let's head under the PvP advice and PvP discussion stuff to see what's going on, because understanding what is happening in PvP, whether you play PvP or not, I talk about this all the time. If you are someone who cares about making Pokeyen in PokeMMO, which is pretty much every single type of player, keeping up to date with what's happening in PvP is crucial. The amount of money that I've made when things like Metacham get dropped to NU or Venusaur gets dropped to NU, when powerful Pokemon get moved in tiers and you know they're going to become viable, that stuff becomes super important. Let's click on the January 2024 movement discussion thread. So this talks about how in early January, Mandibuzz went up to OU, Gastrodon and Raikou is now in UU. I would bet money that Raikou is now more desirable, and there's probably some decent profit there. Now, obviously, you can't breed Raikou for profit, but it's an important thing. You could have made some flips, or maybe one of the nature herbs, like Timid Nature Herb, went up in price. Something like that it's really important to keep track of. And obviously, if you play PvP, this is all super important to keep track of. Alright, we're finally done with the forums. Let's move on to the number one thing a ton of players should be doing every single day in PokeMMO, and that's your daily gym rerun. Now, in my opinion, as long as you have like 2 regions completed, you probably should be doing gym reruns, but it depends on what those regions are. If you have Unova done, you probably definitely should be doing gym reruns. Gym reruns are just an incredible way every 18 hours to make solid Pokeyen per hour. I make around 300,000 Pokeyen on my gym rerun. Certain people make up to 400k on their gym rerun. On like beginner gym reruns, when we have like 2 regions done, you could make like 160 to 200k Pokeyen pure yen in 1 hour, which is just super nice. It's just super nice to have that pure yen added to your capital consistently every day. For a new player, the ability to make around 1 million Pokeyen in 3 days of pure yen by just doing your gym run every single day is just truly game changing. I have a full gym run guide on my channel, which should be linked in the description. Next up, after your gym rerun, what I like to do is I like to check my flips. If you are someone who does shiny flipping or just normal Pokemon flipping, checking those every morning is really nice. It's a great way to sort of collect your Pokeyen and then also collect all the ones that haven't sold. I've been kind of lazy with that. I've collected all my yen, but I haven't resold or relisted the ones that haven't sold. So relisting stuff every day or even looking for new flips, this is kind of the time to do it. After you've collected your capital from your gym rerun, now you can kind of use that money to make more money, check your flips, flip more stuff, relist stuff, etc. If you're not familiar with flipping, flipping is really just the act of buying low and then selling for higher. A lot of Pokemon get underlisted, but learning to flip is pretty difficult. It takes a lot of game knowledge and economy watching and just kind of time and experience. I do have a basic guide to flipping on my channel where I teach you how to flip Dittos, usually sticking to one Pokemon or one specific market to learn flipping from a core level is the best way to do it in my opinion. All right, next up, we have berry farming. Another thing that I don't do and I'm terrible at. I guess the first thing on this list that I don't do and I'm terrible at, but it's very, very good Pokeyen per hour, especially if you have alt accounts that just have Unova done. You can fly over to Mistralton City and come berry farm. I'm so terrible at berry farming, you can see the product of my attempt at it. Berry farming is fantastic, but it's pretty high. It's kind of high risk, high reward. If you consistently do your berries and you make your times, you'll just make insane, easiest Pokeyen profit per hour ever. But if you miss by a couple hours, you'll end up with dead berries, and it's pretty brutal. You'll lose like a couple 100K just off one run from missing out, which is pretty unfortunate. Especially if you have like a bunch of alt accounts doing them all at once, and you miss one run on all of them. It's quite the blow. But there are plenty of berry farming guides here on YouTube, not on my channel, but I have a bunch that I recommend checking out. Next up is the next activity that I don't do on this list. I think the next couple I actually don't do, but they're still very good and I recommend it. E4 rerunning. So Elite 4 rerunning is a very, very difficult thing. When you go to do Elite 4 reruns, all of the Pokemon are way higher level. I think it's double battles. It's really complicated. You have to use potions and revives usually. It's a really, really tough fight. And Elite 4 reruns are not like totally solved from my understanding. It's difficult to find very good Elite 4 rerun guides on the forums. There's very difficult to find Elite 4 rerun guides on YouTube. There are some, but it's difficult and they're kind of, I want to say incomplete. Or I guess like kind of, yeah, but it's just a tough thing to learn. The Elite 4 rerunning is just tough because you have to kind of adjust or adapt on the fly all the time. You have to have 6 very specific good IV Pokemon, like 5x31, perfectly EV trained, like correct locations. It's a very, very difficult thing. It's a high barrier to entry, but the positive thing is you can do Elite 4 reruns every 6 hours or so, and I believe the money is comparable to gym runs. So if you're able to pass all those barriers, it's essentially gym rerunning every 6 hours, which is pretty powerful. Elite 4 reruns are fantastic. I've seen people weave one like Elite 4 rerun into their gym run, like starting their gym run with the Elite 4 rerun, which is awesome. So you can kind of get one Elite 4 down as opposed to doing all of them. Just learn one Elite 4, which is nice. And then you pop your Battle Point charm, you pop your Richest charm, and then you, right before the rival, then you beat the one Elite 4, and then you just go do your gym run. That's a really cool way, and it's really good profit per hour. That's really solid to just sort of weave it in. That's Elite 4 rerunning. It's pretty tough. I don't have a whole lot of advice on it, but it's a great daily activity. Next up are 2 activities in Johto you can do every single day. First things first, you've got your Refight, who's at the very, very top of Mount Silver. So you do have to have, this is more late game, you do have to have Johto completed and your Pokedex completed to even be able to access the Refight. But the Refight is really good, and there are solutions for it, and there are some really good guides here on YouTube for the Refight, which I hopefully should be linked in the description. If not, feel free to yell at me in the comments. But the Refight is pretty solved. I don't do this fight every single day. I used to do this fight every single day, or not once a week, sorry. This is not a daily activity. Let me actually qualify that. This is a weekly activity. You can do the Refight once a week, but that's what makes it so powerful. The fact that you can only do it once a week, the Pokeyen it gives, I think it's like 600K or something, or 400K. It's something ridiculous, just for like a 5 to 8 minute fight. It's really, 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 really good. If you can build the team for the Refight, it's so powerful to start your, once again, starting your gym rerun with the red refight, and then moving on into your dreaming run is so powerful. It's something that this is something that I would consider something that I want to learn. It's worth it for me to want to learn. I don't really do many dreaming runs nowadays. I think you definitely reach a level of end game. A lot of these activities that I'm talking about today, aside from the forums and stuff, are like kind of mid-level player activities, but once you reach end game, you do end up with enough capital to sort of just flip your way into infinity money, or just sort of make investments, and just you have more ways to use your time and use your capital. But a lot of these strategies are great mid-level ways to build up that capital and build up your account to a really, really powerful level. The red refight is very powerful. It's very good, and there are a lot of solutions for it on YouTube. I'll link those in the description once again. All right, and the final thing I want to talk about, which is a good daily activity you should be able to do, is the Ho-Oh Refight. Now, the Ho-Oh Refight is something I have literally never touched within PokeMMO, but I just know it's good. I'll be linking a video guide from my friend Roy Rogers News down in the description. It's a really solid guide you can check out on the actual battle strategy itself. Now, the rewards, you do get 10 rainbow quills from the fight, which is around 50k. We'll call it 40k after listing fee, so 40k there. Then you also get 3 legendary lures. This is how legendary lures are brought into the game, is via the Ho-Oh Refight. So those are worth around 90k a piece, so that ends up being like, what, 270k, 280k, something like that. So you're getting a little over 300k for the Ho-Oh Refight, and it should only take you around 10 minutes or so. Especially if you get it down. Like, that's 10 minutes for 300k. That's incredible Pokeyen per time efficiency used. But obviously, you have to have the specific team built. Like, there are, once again, a little bit of a barrier to entry here, but it's not too bad. I think you only need a couple Pokemon. I think Best Friends does it here with 3 Pokemon. It's honestly, the Ho-Oh Refight, looking it over, probably one of the most underrated moneymakers in PokeMMO. I don't feel like I see it talked about enough. I don't know. I want to qualify. I don't know if it's done daily. I don't know if it's done weekly. I tried to actually find out information on this. It's kind of shocking. Like, it's still kind of funny to me how PokeMMO information is like actually still hard to find. I'll have to ask someone around, but I tried to find out that information for making this video, and I could not. Like, yeah, it's tough sometimes. So I feel like if I don't have a video on a topic, like, it's hard to find the information on something. But hopefully you guys can correct me, and I'll leave a pinned comment. You guys always help me out by learning about the game too, and even though I've been playing the game for 7,000 hours, I learned something new every single day. There's just so much to do, so many things to offer, and hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if it was, dislike if not, that's okay, and subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow my Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's links down below as well if you're interested in that, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations do go a very long way. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you later. Peace, Reno. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.